professional photographers, and they brought in a professional model, and they showed us exactly how it's done on all the technology. I should have filmed it for you guys, but I didn't. So next year. Okay. Is Michelle here? Where did Michelle go? Did she leave? Did she leave? She was going to come up here. Michelle? I cannot believe it. She was here. Okay then. All right. To continue about the media, there are shows that are like The Biggest Loser. How many of you have seen that show? I see some hands. I shouldn't see any hands. Okay. Shows like The Biggest Loser and what's that other one called? The There's... You should not know that. Celebrity Fit Club and
Shutting for the Wedding's a new one.
Which one?
Shutting for the Wedding.
And why are you watching that?
I'm not.
I'm kidding. Okay. Shedding for the Wedding?
It's a new one.
Is it a competition show?
Yeah.
Okay, Shedding for the Wedding. Okay, all of those shows really, 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 really bad for our psyches. First of all, well, okay, the competition shows are not good. But specifically shows like The Biggest Loser, clearly on that show, the contestants are obese. We understand that they're obese. But you got to understand what they do to people with eating disorders. Those people, the contestants on those shows, have round-the-clock medical supervision. The person watching at home who says, oh, I'll go do those jumping jacks and I'll get on a treadmill, and I'll turn my life around like those people. Well, you can have a heart attack. You're not on 24-hour supervision, medical supervision. They don't show you what goes on behind the scenes to win those competitions. They don't show you that people are doing the things that eating disorder people do. I'm not going to mention those compensatory behaviors in here. I don't want to be triggering anybody. The idea that everybody is simply losing, the idea of everybody simply losing weight is questionable. There are people who are heavy but are actually healthier than people that are very thin or that yo-yo diet. Thin is not always the healthiest. Weight is an individual thing. Weight loss is not always the best for every person. It's not always even necessary for everyone. We need to understand that. Our bodies are unique. We all have a different genetic makeup. We all have a different body type, body style. We have to stop trying to be somebody that we're not. We need to focus on our health and not on our weight. If we had a show called Let's Be Healthy, don't think it would get very many viewers. But then again, it is all about the ratings, isn't it? It's killing people. Unfortunately, many people who have eating disorders watch these shows are impacted by them. Oh, I need more water. It just furthers unhealthy behavior and it affects everybody. It's like enticing an alcoholic to live in a bar. That's basically what it is. Somebody that has firsthand knowledge about being addicted to that show, The Biggest Loser, was supposed to come up here and talk. Michelle, are you here? Okay then. Okay. Is anyone here from the media still? I'm just wondering. All right, good. The other day, I had an interview on a TV channel. And somebody in here was interviewed as well. They interviewed me, and then they interviewed somebody else. Where is she? Anyway, yeah, okay, right there. And they asked me, because if anybody's ever read my book, you know that I had an eating disorder myself for a million years because I never actually got treatment because I'm a little old and they didn't have treatment back in the 80s. So what happened was they asked me what was my lowest weight. And we don't talk about weight. And I explained that to her. And then I had to see a patient. We were being interviewed in my office. And if anyone in here has ever been in my office, I have 4 separate quadrants. So I have a therapy room, I have a patient library, a patient waiting room, and then my work office. And so the other person that was interviewed in a different room, and I had to go do work. And the reporter asked her how much she had weighed at her lowest. After I explained to her why we don't talk about our weight. It sells, it gets them ratings, but we do not talk, don't ever ask anybody how much they weighed at their lowest, or how much they weigh now, or what was their highest. And it's not because you don't ask those questions to women. It's not like you don't ask a woman her age. It's because we don't want copycats. We don't want to trigger people. You don't want copycats. It creates competition, which is my point, why these shows like The Biggest Loser, I'm having a wardrobe malfunction. New blouse. We don't want to trigger unhealthy behavior and competition. We don't want copycats. So we don't want to give that information to the media. We don't want to give that information to anybody. It's none of anyone's business. If I told you I weighed, I'm going to be a real extreme, if I told you I weighed 40 pounds at my lowest, and somebody out here has anorexia, they're going to say, oh my God, I'm not sick enough. I got to get sicker. And some of you that don't have this disease have no clue what I'm talking about. But the people that suffer from this know exactly what I'm talking about. It sounds crazy. To a layperson, it is crazy. It is.